Oh, hello everybody. Yeah, we got once again the live stream got cut off. My Wi-Fi connection went out temporarily, so we can't get it loaded up. So I just reloaded this up, and I'll just make a video right now because we had the 5,000 subscribers, and that as I was telling everybody, the giveaway once again didn't go off because I only limited to subscribers. Hello. Yes, I'm back. I had to use my cell phone, so please forgive me. But I figured I might as well get back hot because I'll just do it off the top of my head. I'm not going to have to run it off of the Stop Struggling Now, off of the online channel. So welcome everybody to StopStrugglingNow.com. And that's right. You know how we do it. Obstacles happen. We keep pushing through it, Paula. Thank you. What's up, Benny? That's right. Welcome, Benny. Welcome, Will Reynolds. We're back. That's right. We're going to keep it going. You know how we do it here at Stop Struggling Now. An obstacle is just an obstacle. We'll push right on through it and keep on moving. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be successful in life, you have to figure out alternatives on the fly. You're not a corporation. That's right. Disruption was temporary. So we're not a corporation. We don't have millions of people working for us or thousands of people working for us. So we can't call down to the internet room and say, hey, hook us back up or come up here, text and fix it. So we just got to go right and make it happen. So I want to welcome everybody back. Thank you very much. And we're going to talk about a few things because we're going to talk about the wealth as I was talking about earlier. And since I'm going to have to delete that minute and 48-second live stream, I'm going to start going over what I was talking about before because what we're trying to do here is create wealth. We're trying to make money online, make money while we sleep, and we got to keep going. And like I said before, the one percenters, they're not going to lose. This is why stimulus package 1 came out, and that's why there's going to be a stimulus package 2. So we have to take advantage of this. So again, the links are down below in the description. But not yet. This will be for the future. Links down below are going to have the Webull, the Robinhood, and the M1 Finance. So don't worry about any of that. But just make sure a previous video talking about wealth, you can find the links. Those are my links, and you'll get a free share of stock when you download Webull and Robinhood. Those who were on the previous minute and 48-second live stream, I just recapped part of what I just said. But keep in mind, the precious metals, things like that. Thank you, Paula, for signing up using my links. I appreciate it. The precious metals, those are the golds, the silvers, the platinums, the palladiums. You have to get 1, 2, 3% of that. Even if you have to get 1 gram of gold, you should get it. Gold, G-O-L-D. Gold right now is going to start rising. The reason why? Trillions of dollars are being printed. So you have to keep that in mind. And those are the things that you want to pay attention to when you're actually trying to create wealth. The OPEC Plus, this past few days, they've been talking about cutting back production of oil. So what's going to happen? Oil is now going to probably start going up in price too. That's how they're manipulating it. It's not, it would have dropped naturally because let's face it, when millions and millions of people are not driving to work and using transportation, that means nobody's using gas. So therefore, oil and gas prices should go down. So what do? They cut back production so then the prices can go back up. So these are the things they manipulate. The 1%ers, the corporations, they're manipulating. So you have to get in where you can fit in and you start making use of your ability to create wealth a little bit differently. And so like I said on, I believe it was Friday, I will be investing in some oil stocks as soon as I can. And that'll probably be a pre-market and overnight. Whenever I can get in, I'll be getting into investing, grabbing up some oil stocks. That's right. Get in where you can fit in. That's exactly right. And it's not that hard. The 1%ers are messing up because they are so greedy. So therefore, you can take advantage of them with their mistakes. Now, as far as what I want to do is, because I always talk about credit building and things of this nature, and a lot of people didn't hear me over the last 3 to 4 months when I said you need to build your credit up, because what's going to happen is when the economy goes bad, the mortgage companies, the banks, they require more. Okay, now we got reconnected on my other live feed. So I don't know what to do. This is going to be interesting. So I'm on 2 of them now. So I got reconnected because I guess the Wi-Fi came back up on the laptop. But I'll run both live feeds. So what we're talking about here is, I lost my train of thought because the live feed came back on. But what we're talking about here is the oil stocks and investing. Investing using the Webull, the Robinhood. You can start with that. You can use your E-Trade. You can use whoever you want. It's just that Webull, Robinhood have no trade fees, no commissions, or anything like that. And that's why you want to do that. But now that I'm back, yes, Paula, in the morning or tonight, as soon as I can, because of OPEC Plus are cutting back. They came to an agreement earlier today. So I already told people weeks ago to buy XOM. X is in X-ray, O as in Oscar, M as in Mary, which is Exxon. Exxon at the time was like $30 a share, $31 a share. It's over 40 some dollars a share right now. So Exxon, Chevron, all these guys, their share price is going to start going up. So we get to take advantage because we know about it, right? So why not? That's how we got to do it. So that's all I'm trying to say about that. So we're trying to make everybody here successful on their own terms. People think that investing, yes, that's their ticker, XOM. I believe Chevron is C as in Charles, V as in Victor, X. Juan, no problem, man. That's right. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for your support, man. That's the least I can do is send over sample credit repair letters. And everybody, in case you don't know, that's right, XOM, Paula. In case you don't know and you need help, I don't mess around. This is the no guru zone. If you need credit repair, a lot of people do. Basically, 70% of the population does. And people are out here paying people hundreds and thousands of dollars to repair credit, not realizing that it's not a slam dunk. It does take time. And so people get fed up. They pay people monthly or they're paying them thousands of dollars. Then they find out that they only got off 1 or 2 things. When you do it yourself, you don't mind if it takes 2, 3, 4 months. So I have, if you need some sample letters to try and get some bad credit off, all you have to do is come over and send me an email at eric@stopstrugglingnow.com, and I'll send you back 3 sample dispute letters. The first one is based on just removing bad credit, and then they escalate. Meaning the second one says this is like section 612, 610, and this is why this needs to be removed. All along in the second one, you start talking about, I'm going to start suing you if you don't remove this information. And in case people don't understand how this works with the credit repair, all you need to do is understand that if, I'll give you an example. Let's say Capital One. I had a credit card with Capital One and it gets charged off. Capital One sells it to ABC Collection. ABC Collection puts it on my credit report, the amount that Capital One says they charged off. Now, ABC Collection did not have the original contract with me. So therefore, ABC Collection will not have my signature on anything at all. So therefore, it has to be removed. But they normally don't like to remove it, even though they do not have a contract with me. So therefore, under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they have no right to put it on my credit report, and it should be removed. So what will happen is the credit bureaus, they'll send it over after you send in a letter. Hello, Jimbo. After they send over a letter, they'll say, well, we checked it out. And all they did was they sent a message over to SageStream, LexisNexis, or a novice, and they send it back saying it's verified, when in fact it's not even verified. But that's what they'll send you back after you get the first letter, and that's why you have to escalate with the second letter. And again, if everybody needs these 3 letters, you can just send me an email at eric@stopstrugglingnow.com, and I'll get you the sample letters. No cost. I'm not expecting anything in return. It's the no guru zone. You know how we do it around here. So it's that simple with credit repair. And yes, it takes time, because once you send a letter certified mail, they can respond in 30 days. So now you're waiting and they usually wait till 30 days. And so it'll be about a month to a month and a half before you'll receive a response. Either it'll say, we remove these items, or it will say, sorry, they've been verified. And that's when you get a little bit upset. A lot of people have educational loans. Those also can be removed, especially if you had a fraudulent school. So you got to remember that. When you have a fraudulent school, it should be taken off immediately. And again, the credit bureaus don't want to do that. Top 3 credit cards. That graduate. Okay, I guess you mean by graduate, if you already have an unsecured card, then the only way they graduate or go up is by paying your monthly payment on time and a little bit more. So in other words, if your monthly payment is $30 a month, you might want to send $50. Then after 5 or 6 months, you call up and say, hey, can I get a credit line increase? That'd be one way. Second way is if you meant such a thing as secured card, like Discover It card, and you pay 6 months, or a Capital One secured card, and you pay 6 months, and they'll pay 6 months on time for your payments, and then the 7th month they'll send back your deposit or review your account and then send back your deposit if you paid 6 months in a row on time for your monthly payment. So then you'll graduate to an unsecured card. So if that's what you're referring to, Juan, then yeah, that can be done. No, Benny, no more business secured cards. We're in a new era. Not going to happen. Wells Fargo has stopped doing their secured card situation, and not going to happen anymore. Paul, I do not have Patreon. No, I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I don't have Patreon at all. And no problem. Marcel J. Yeah. 609. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Glad I could help out. And again, anybody, if you need any credit repair letters, so you can send me an email or drop a comment down below, and I'll get it later, because everybody knows I usually respond to 100% of all comments. So that's easy enough. Now, what I want to get back to is, if I have my live stream back up where you can see my screen, then you all see that I'm at the Stop Struggling Now merchandise page at Stop Struggling Now. Miss Thomas. Yes, my jeweler's trade line is worth the money, simply because all you have to do is order $100 or more, and all you have to do is put down 50%. And then you pay $30 per month. And then they give you a $5,000 trade line on all 3 credit bureaus. And what that'll do is that'll offset your debt utilization. And if your debt utilization is over 29%, hopefully that $5,000 trade line will get you under 29%, so then you can start building your credit score. That's right. That's fine, Marcel. Send all your friends. Let them know. I have no problem with that. Share. This is what we're trying to do here, is help everybody. And as you can see with this pandemic situation, it's all been going down. Everybody who's not prepared, you're finding out everything that I've been saying for the last year has come to fruition, whether it was the pandemic or whether it was just going to be by just the coincidences of life. Because everything the government has been doing with regards to printing money and corporations buying back their shares of stock it was just going to come to a head sooner or later, that there was going to be a crash and burn scenario. So this is why you always needed your real estate online. You have to get your social media, and don't use your social media just to play games. You know what I'm saying? Don't use your social media to just talk to your friends and say Happy Easter. So you should be saying Happy Easter, that's fine, but tomorrow you should be sending a link to whatever you're promoting that could potentially make a sale. And then just build from there. 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time, 3 months at a time, 6 months at a time, and just wash, rinse, repeat, and keep going. Yes, My Jewelers Club does all three, and New Coast Direct also has a $5,000 trade line, and they only report to 2 credit bureaus. And on any of my previous credit repair or credit videos, there's links down below. And once this post, I'll put links down below for the credit, My Jewelers and New Coast Directs, Ox Publishing, Hutton Chase, and things like that. Curtis Davis, how you doing? Welcome, man. Glad to see you in the house. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming. Hey, everybody, thank you for your support. And I want to say Happy Easter to everybody as well. That's right. SSN. See me. Okay, New Coast Direct and My Jewelers Club. They post. All you have to do is remember this date. Long as you make your first order by the 22nd of the month. Okay? So in this case, from now until April 22nd, as long as you make or place an order of $100 or more, then it's going to post the 7th through the 12th of the following month. So like right now, if you ordered up My Jewelers right now, then it's going to post somewhere around May 7th through May 12th. That's how soon. If you order after the 22nd, then you're going to have to wait till June 7th through June 12th for both My Jewelers Club and New Coast Direct to report. So that's what you got to remember. That date is the 22nd of the month for New Coast Direct and My Jewelers Club. Ox Publishing and Hutton Chase, they're a little bit different. They'll say they'll post 30 days from now. So even if I ordered today for Ox Publishing or Hutton Chase, they're a little bit different. So they'll say, okay, we're going to post like the 20th of May. But then you'll get a phone call next week and they'll say, hey, if you pay your first payment, we'll post this month. So you can get it posted within 2 to 3 weeks for Ox and Hutton Chase. So that's just something to keep in mind when you guys are out there trying to build your credit. And by the way, before I got sidetracked before, Leah Dennis, thank you. Thank you, Curtis Davis. Appreciate it. And by the way, before I got sidetracked, it was to do with the credit. What I was going to say was the banks, Chase, and all the rest of the banks, Wells Fargo, they started increasing what you need for your credit score in order to get a mortgage. Remember, I kept telling everybody for the last 3 months, when this hits the fan, they do not relax the credit. They actually restrict your credit, meaning they raise what you need for a credit score. So in other words, if you needed a 680 to get a loan before, you might need a 700 now to get a loan. And you might need to make a little bit more money. You might have to put down a little bit more money. So even though the Federal Reserve rate has decreased, even though people may be selling their homes for $20, $30, $50, $100,000 less, the requirements for you to buy a home is going to go up. And Chase has already done that. You can Google it and you can see for yourself. You don't have to believe me. Everything I say is verifiable. So that's all I'm trying to tell you. A lot of people have been waiting around saying, I want to get my house. I want to get a house. And all I've ever been saying was, forget about buying the house. Build your credit score up, because in 6 months to a year, that same house that you're looking at right now could be $100,000 to $200,000 less. And that's when you want to buy, closer to the bottom than to the top. And that's how you can pseudo create wealth, even though I don't like to say that with the house because you live in it. The only way you can tap it is when you sell. That's right. They are tightening the standards. They've already done it. Chase already mentioned it in yesterday or today's newspaper. Chase already said it, and there's all the other banks are following suit. They're Fed banks. These guys they're not fools. So you have to understand. So anyhow, if I have my other live stream up, if I'm running one live stream off my phone, my other OBS says that I'm live streaming on there too. So I could be in essence running two live streams here, ladies and gentlemen, which would be kind of awesome. But if you can see my screen at the StopStrugglingNow.com website, I'm on the SSN merchandise page. So everybody, you can see, I always have this nice soft Bella Canvas t-shirts on. I just wear these all the time because they're so soft. And I have the CEO of my life on right now. But we have other t-shirts as well. Hard work equals entrepreneur. T-shirts, hoodies. If you want a certain color, you can always send me, you can order it, but send me a message saying, Eric, I want this in green, or I want this in coral, whatever. You know, you just go to the SSN merchandise page, Paula, and you can see the emerging millionaires. There's one of those. Thank you, Curtis. Oh, and by the way, Curtis, I think you ordered the other day too. So thank you for your order for the CEO of my life. And the emerging millionaires hoodies, t-shirts. We even have women's t-shirts and different type colors. So like I'm saying, if you see a hoodie or t-shirt and you say, hey, Eric, I don't want black, blue, white, green, but I want some other color, order the shirt and send me a message and say what color you want. This is the beauty. EZ, what high school? Man, I went to a couple of high schools, but I'll tell you which high school in a second. Anybody who orders anything, t-shirts, hoodies, you can order, and then if you want a different color, all you have to do is just send me a message and say, hey, Eric, I want this color, and I'll get you that color. No problem. That's the beauty of having a person that works with you like Grand Illusion when they're small mom and pop operation, and I can walk in and say, hey, grab this off the line and make this a one-off for me, and I'm not charging any extra price for the custom. So that's all I can say about it. Okay, high schools I went to. Okay, my dad was in the military. I'm a lucky cat. So I lived all over the world, which is an advantage. Once you get outside of America, you find out America's a whole different kind of place, and the other places are different than America. So I went to high school in Jersey, Northern Burlington Junior, Senior High School up in Jersey for a minute. And at that time, it was junior, senior. So being in 7th grade and you're 12 years old, 13 years old, and having to deal with kids that are 16 and 15, that puts you in a kind of a hard position. You're thinking on your feet all day, every day. Then I graduated in Cali, Vanden High School, California, Travis Air Force Base, Fairfield, California. So California kid in reality. But anyhow, I was lucky enough. My parents moved all over the world, and I was lucky enough to be along with them, and it was awesome. Yep, business supporting businesses, B2B commerce, B2C, that's all going to be coming into effect right now, especially under this lockdown. Business to business. And everybody, if you didn't apply for your stimulus package, you better do it. I made a video about it. EIDL. Go get it. And if you have payroll, then you want to also apply for the PPP, Payroll Protection Program. So you want to do that. Both of those you can apply for. So as long as you don't have over 500 employees. So you want to do that, and not all companies are going to get anything. The SBA, it's slow on that. So, they only gave out roughly, what was it, $10 billion for the EIDL, which only means like 1 million to 2 million small businesses are even going to get funding for it. And there's over 60 million small businesses in America. So it's a lottery pick on that. And then they have some other stimulus programs too. So they're going to be breaking out some more items as well. So if you're trying to get it, but keep in mind, the other SBA loans are actually going to be loans. They're not going to be forgivable. That first 10,000 from the EIDL is forgivable. A lot of people don't realize this. That's why in my video I said $10,000 free, because if they come to you and say, hey, we're going to give you $20,000 loan for the EIDL, you have to remember the first 10,000 is forgivable. The other 10,000, you're going to have an IOU. You're going to have to pay that back. So keep that in mind. And by the way, if you can still see my screen on the SSN merchandise, on one live stream, you possibly can if it's up and running, then you could see the CEO of my life. And once again, that's the extent of our t-shirts. And I got some yoga pants that's coming up next. That's going to be added probably tomorrow. And they're going to be white, and it's going to be interesting. The Stop Struggling is going to be on each side. Stop on one side, struggling on the other side that runs down the side. And then the now is going to be at your belt line. And so there'll be some yoga pants for the ladies on here. So that's right, Paula, loose. Yes. So next up, if you can see on the screen, like I said to most people, I keep mentioning Webull and Robinhood, and the reason why I mention that is because this is generational. Most people who live in economics, dire straits, they're not going to invest in stocks. Let's face it. You're not even going to think about it. But that's why I'm sitting here saying, even if you can't invest, at least download the software so you get one free share of stock. And then who knows what happens from there. As you grow, as you make more money, then you'll say, hey, you know what? Maybe I should. And once you have that, you should have the whole family download a free share of stock. Everybody should be using my link. Or once you sign up with Webull or Robinhood, you'll have your own link to share, so then you can get some more free shares of stock. All right? Don't be shy about it. Let people know. And this is where education comes in to become wealthy. A lot of people think that stocks are just for the wealthy, but see, the wealthy are the ones that make the ideas work. They're the ones that tell their children and their next grandchildren and everything else, and then they set them up. And when you're economically disadvantaged, you're not thinking about stocks. You're thinking about how to survive week to week, paycheck to paycheck. But if you can spend $5 or $10, then you know what you can do. Chaz Carruthers, yes. Yes. It all depends. Long as they have your Dun & Bradstreet number and, okay, well, let me do it this way. So most people start with the net 30s, with the Quill, the Granger, the Summa offices, Uline, and those guys sometimes post in 45 days, sometimes they post in 60 days, sometimes they take 3 months. All I'm trying to tell you is anybody who follows me, you got to order $100 or more from any one of those to get your net 30s. All right? You can also see one of my previous videos where I talk about nav.com. N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, V as in Victor.com. And if you spend $29 a month or $39 a month, they'll post to your business trade line. They'll give a business trade line, so they'll post it on your business credit. So and Nav actually helps you get other loans, credit cards, and things like that down the road. And you can also keep track of your Experian and Equifax business credit reports. So those are the kind of things you got to do. Right. Yep. I like Webull. Curtis. Very good, man. I know you're on top of it because you sent me over that message asking me about those shares of stock. And I'm telling you, all those were good. And I'm sure if all those on that list you sent me over, if you hung around, I think you sent that over like 7 to 10 days ago. Well, you're loving life right now because ever since that list you sent me over, everything on there went up. So I know you're doing good. You're welcome, Chaz. No problem. Anytime anybody has any questions, you guys can always hit me up via email at eric@stopstrugglingnow.com. Don't be shy. So that's right. Wealth game. LLC, insurance policy. Robinhood also gives out the free shares of stock. So there'll be a link down below in the description. Again, all you have to do is download, register. You'll get a free share of stock in 7 days, 5 to 7 days later. And by the way, I should mention this. Everybody who downloads the Webull or Robinhood app, you have to accept or claim your free share of stock. They only keep it in your account for 30 days. If you don't claim it, then it gets released. So just keep in mind, when you sign up for Webull and Robinhood, you got to do it that way. Yep, Dave and Buster's. Yeah, well, Curtis, you're one of the lucky guys because, as you know, when I was standing out front of Dave and Buster's, it was under, I believe it was in around $7.90 or $7.50 a share. And that was only, 3 weeks ago when I made that video saying you might want to think about investing in Dave and Buster's. And now Dave and Buster's is like $12, $13, $14. Yeah, Joshua Felder, welcome. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. $5. You're the first person that ever sent me money. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Joshua. The reason why Webull says 0 is because they put the free share of stock in the account after about 5 to 7 days. And then just keep in mind, you have to go and claim it. You'll see buttons on there that says like free stock or free share. You have to click on there and claim it if you've already signed up past 6 or 7 days ago. So that's one of those things that you have to do. That's one of their little loopholes. They just don't send you the free share of stock. And that goes true with Robinhood as well. You have to claim it. All right. So hopefully that's Paula. You'll have to ask Joshua Felder. I don't know how to do the, I don't know how he made the payment. I really don't know, but I thank you very much, Joshua. And I thank you, Paula, for asking, but it's got to be down below somewhere. I don't know. Maybe Joshua Felder will tell you how to make a donation. I appreciate it. Curtis Davis, it was 3 weeks ago that I mentioned Dave and Buster's. Man, then that means you're loving life. You know I'm loving life because I have Dave and Buster's. So, like I mentioned, everything I mentioned with you guys, when I say these shares, I actually own these shares. Or I try to tell you what I'm doing. So, Joshua, let us know how a person can send a donation on this chat. I guess there's some link or something somewhere. I don't know. But anyhow, everybody, I want to say lots of people out here, 10% of the population are out of work. And if you really look at it, there's really only about 180 to 195 million people that actually work in America. So when you have 17 million people out of work, that means 10%. So you have to get your real estate online. And if you can see on my screen on one of my lives, on one of the live streams, I went over to Buzzsprout because the Buzzsprout is a podcast software because a lot of people don't want to do YouTube. They don't feel comfortable in front of a camera, and they don't feel comfortable enough to even do Instagram or anything like that either. So a podcast means all you have to do is record and then post. Oh, TX, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you. And the Buzzsprout allows people who don't want to be on camera, you can do your podcast. And the beauty with podcasts is you can invite anybody as a guest on, or you don't even have to have guests at all. And then you can just record whatever you want to do. You can record on your cell phone and then just upload the voice file on there. And then you're starting something where you'll have viewers. And because of Buzzsprout, they help you to get on iHeart. They help you to get on Stitcher, other podcasts, iTunes. So I'm on iHeart Radio podcast, iTunes podcast, Stitcher, Spotify. They help you for free. You have 2 hours a month for free. Robert Lyons, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your support. I can't believe it. This is the first time I've received any donations from all the live feeds I've done, which has only been a few, but less than 10. But thank you so much. Thank you. And I thank you, everybody, for listening, and thank you for your supports. Thank you for sharing everything, because this is very important. Because a lot of people right now, those 17, 16 million people who are out of work, if they would have been listening or found me a year ago, then they would have been setting up their real estate online and creating other streams of income. And then you wouldn't be sweating as much. You still might be sweating. But if you know you're going to have money coming in, then you're not going to be sweating as much. So I'll give you guys a perfect example. I made a video about Airbnb, how to start an Airbnb business about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And at the time, I gave you a new way, a whole different mindset of thinking where you could buy timeshares for free. You can get them for free, and then you use timeshares to rent out the week. Sure, timeshares cost $800 to $1,000, $1,200 a week. But if you can make $2,000 in Hawaii in March, and your maintenance fees is only $1,000, and you own 3 timeshares, that means you made $3,000 in March, and you paid your maintenance fees. And because the way I told you how to buy the timeshare, where your first year, you make sure your first year is free of maintenance fees, and you have a week available to you. Now that $3,000, I would have paid for my 2021 maintenance fees. So. Right. Thanks for the post, Curtis. The Chase is accepted. Right. For Chase customers only. Right. It's like they put them in a pecking order. So a lot of banks are doing that. Wells Fargo, B of A. If you're a business customer, they're putting you in front of the line. It's versus a person who doesn't bank with them, which is just cold-blooded. But those are the kind of things that we live in now. The 1%ers take care of themselves. How many times? Just keep that in your head. Use that as motivation. Because if you're not a 1%er, you're sitting there going uphill. You have to play capitalism game. They get to play the bailout game. They get to play the tax cut game, the tax break game. So that's all I'm trying to say. Thank you, Carl. Thank you. That's right. No guru zone. We don't have a link down below for a course. We don't have a link down below for any other nonsense. I don't have I won't even get into these other gurus. I don't have any conferences where we're going to have people stand up in the room and talk crazy and then tell you to order their books. No. Here's the funny part. This is why I have the no guru zone, because I don't like gurus. Bottom line of the story is you're supposedly making money. And you're supposedly making a lot of money. So why are you asking people to spend thousands of dollars for a course or come to a training or anything like that? If you're truly trying to help somebody, then why don't you just tell them? Basically, everybody knows on here who's a superstar, who wants to be somebody. I can tell 1 million people how to make money. Out of that 1 million people that you tell how to make money, only 10% of the people, 100,000, would be the only 100,000 people are actually going to go look and find out what's going on. Out of that 100,000, only 1,000 of those people are actually going to do something. So that's why I don't understand. But this is why the gurus have to sell books and other things, because that's where the bulk of their money is. They'll never show you their tax returns. It'll be information. And that's why they keep selling information. And in times like these, when people are really hit hard, who has 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 sitting around? Come on. What are we talking about here? If I'm truly making money, why am I sitting there trying to charge somebody for something when I know they don't have the money? I'm going to sit there and tell them, oh, go charge on your credit card? They don't have the money. And they call themselves gurus. I call them chumps. That's right. I've always called them chumps. So don't get it twisted. They're not really your friend. No, personal credit and business credit are separate. So here's what happens. What's going to happen going forward? In order for you to get business credit cards and business credit, they're going to want to know what your personal credit score is. In a lot of cases, almost 99% of the cases. So 99% of the cases, they're going to say, okay, you want a $25,000 business credit card? We want to do personal guarantee. So therefore, you should be working on both your personal and your business credit at the same time. Business credit, as a lot of you know, I always say, keep it simple. You're going to need 9, 10 accounts. So you start with the basics, the Net 30, the Uline, the Granger, the Summa Office Supplies, nav.com. You can get 4 right there. And I'm missing Uline, Granger, Quill, nav.com. Those are Net 30s. So you can start those right away. So you'll have 4 trade lines on your business credit right away. Yes, Curtis, thank you for making that comment. You use your personal credit to leverage your business credit. That's exactly right. And now that because of this stimulus package 1, stimulus package 2, and the banks are going to start playing favorites, you're going to have to come with a great credit score as well as a great paydex score. So keep all that in mind. Pay all your bills on time. Don't go leveraging yourself. If you don't make the money, then don't buy the products. All right? That's what you got to keep in mind. And by the way, a lot of people, I got something recently from a Navy Federal. At the beginning of every year, they send out invites. So if anybody wants an invite to Navy Federal, I'm not saying I can get you in. They deny about 5 or 6 out of 10 people, 3 or 4 out of 10 people, they accept from my link. So send me a message to Eric at StopStrugglingNow.com, and I'll send you over a link from Navy Federal Credit Union and DCU and Wardell. Thank you very much for that, man. Thank you so much for that $5. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Like I said, I can't believe it. I appreciate it so much. First time I've had donations, and I don't know what levers got clicked on, but maybe because we reached 5,000 subscribers. I don't know. But thank you so much, everybody. And I'm not going anywhere yet because I do love this. It's the No Guru Zone. The whole reason I started the YouTube channel was because I'd be talking to my friends as they would be telling me, Eric, I'm going down to see some real estate guy and I'm paying $1,500 or $1,000 to go down and see him and hear him talk. And then after my friend goes down, thank you, Wardell. Appreciate you listening. Thank you for the support. And after my friend goes down there, he gets there and they start talking. And then the next thing you know, they're going, well, if you want to come learn some more from us, we need $2,500 more because now you're going to be in a circle. So I just sent him down there and I said, look, man, I'm going to give you like 2 deals because the guru is sitting there telling them we'll fund your deal for you. And Turtlin Tasib, I don't know how you can donate. Apparently there's a button down below. In fact, can somebody let us all know how you're being able to donate? Because I don't know, since I can't see the screen, so I don't know how a person donates. But anyhow, my friend went down to see the guru. He's one of these, I'll just give it to you. I'm not going to give you his name. He was one of these guys that was on A&E. He had a real estate show, and he's telling people that he's going to fund their accounts. So I send down a couple of deals because they're actually going over it at the seminar in front of people. And I send them down with a 20%. It's like a 400-unit apartment complex in Texas. And at the time, it was only like somewhere around $3.5 million.
occupancy was 75%. And in Houston at the time, occupancy rates are around 88, 89%. So there was a 14% upside. And it wasn't Armando. And it was 14% upside with occupancy. And it was already generating somewhere in the neighborhood of $400,000 NOI per year. It was astronomical. It's a no-brainer. So he takes that deal into the guy, and then the guy comes up with all these excuses. He's like, oh, no, well, that's just a little bit too much. And I'm like, yeah, I thought you could fund anything. And here you're talking about getting like 20% on your money, and in 10 years, you would have gotten back 100%. Curtis Davis, thank you so much for your support, man. I appreciate the donation. Thank you. And so therefore, that's why it's the no guru zone. Always. And I used to tell my friend exactly what to do from the get-go, but he wouldn't believe me because why? I'm just a brother that's sitting over here at his house minding his own business, don't really do nothing. I'm not driving the Lambos. I'm not driving any new cars because cars go down in value. You always got to think about when you put your money out, you want it to grow, right? So you don't want to be putting your money into something that goes down in value. So, yeah, I might have a nice house, but, you know, it's not extravagant or anything. So, again, when I'm giving the guy all this info, he's not listening to me. But after he spent about $4,500 and found out that, AD Hinton, thank you. I'll consider that. After he spent like $4,000, then he comes back shaking his head going, man, I can't believe this. This whole time, this guy was saying he would fund these deals. He would work with us on deals. He'll help us out with financing. And none of that came to fruition. I said, of course not. They're not going to let you know who they're financing things through. That's going to be a guarded secret because that's what they don't tell you in the real estate game. They'll always tell you, you can find deals all day, every day. The hard part is when you're a nobody walking into a bank and asking them for $3 million, and then they're going to say, well, where's your 20%? That's basically what's going to happen. And most people aren't going to have the 20% or 25% or 30% probably now is going to be needed. So that's what they don't tell you while you're buying these courses for $2,000, $3,000. They don't tell you that you can't get financing for real estate properties when you're a nobody. But when you're a somebody on an A&E show, Paula Murray, I see you found the link. Thank you so much for that donation. When we send money on YouTube, it's called a super chat. Okay. Thank you so much. So I guess there must be a super chat link somewhere. Thank you so much, Paula, for your donation, your support. I appreciate it. And for your comments. That's right. Exactly. So that's what people don't understand about these gurus. They can promise the moon, but they're not telling you, they're not backing you up. So when you're spending that $1,500, that $5,000 or whatever you're spending, they're not going to sit there and back you up. And it doesn't matter which course or anything it's in. They just take your money and say, okay, see you later. I gave you the information. Go figure it out yourself. I'm not down with that. You're supposedly, like I said, some rich guy. Why you need to take people's money like that? Come on. And give them nothing in reality in return. You're not guaranteeing anything. So I'd rather give you guys information. I'm not guaranteeing anything either, but at least I'm not taking $1,000 from you or $1,500 from you and saying, see you later. Ronald Anderson, thank you so much, man. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate it. That's what I'm trying to do, educate everybody and get them on top of things. Thank you. And everybody, you should share. And if you have any knowledge yourself, you should help out other people as well. Because how it turns out, like I always say, the more people that you help out, the more people around you will be better off. And that everybody can help each other lift and be better. And especially in the United States of America, the corporation of the United States of America, like I've mentioned several times, you have to have money here. There's no way around it. This is not a third world country where you can go get a tent and no running water and you're good. That's not how this works. You don't get to just squat on people's land and go about your business until you can come back up. America's not built like that. So that's why you got to have your extra streams of income. Whoa, AD hitting. No surprise there, man. No surprise. This is what happens in every downturn that I've been telling subscribers before. You guys didn't believe me, and here we are. Now you're going to believe me, because when I was telling you when there's a downturn in the economy, Hinton just said that their SBA is requiring a $700 credit score for a loan now. So just like this is what happens. It's going to happen across the board. Your house, business, everybody is going to require a higher credit score. So this is why I've always been on build your credit score. Get it up there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have a little problem on my phone, but the Buzzsprout, there'll be a link down below if you guys are still watching this. And something else I wanted to get off my chest and help you out with was the Fiverr. Fiverr.com. There's a lot of people. Fiverr.com, you can pay $5, $10, $20, $30, $40. There's people that help you with everything. Like if you want a header, like on the YouTube channel, if you want an Instagram logo, I mean, graphics, video, the intro. After my intro, I have a video that comes on. That was made from somebody on Fiverr for $5. Okay? I'm not ashamed to tell you. It's a tax write-off too, by the way. But why should I spend the time to create the video when there's somebody that I can pay $5? It costs me more. Life Media Pro, hello, man. Thank you for coming over here. I appreciate your support. Right on. I've seen you before on some other channels as well. Thank you. And Fiverr, for everybody, if you want to build a website, somebody on Fiverr can do it. If you want to even start a YouTube channel or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that, somebody on Fiverr can get you hooked up for minimal amount of money. For the hours that you're going to take to do something, the person on Fiverr, you can just pay them and then just go sit back, and then in a day or two, they'll send you what they got, and then you can revise it, and you're doing a good thing. Forest Render. You'll have to give me a link, Joshua. I appreciate it. Send me a link. I'm not familiar with them. But then again, I'm not familiar with a lot of things online, because I just simply go to Fiverr if I need something and pay somebody to do it. Because like I said, $5, $10 not worth my time to learn it. I wish I could figure out how come my live streams don't work that good when I'm trying to use my computer. That's a mystery to me. But like I said, Fiverr's another thing. And I will also say some people, Juan, thank you so much, man. Thank you again for the donation. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Robert Lyons, thank you for that comment. I'm always trying to be transparent. That's the whole thing. I don't want people to think that they have to follow some guru because he's showing you a high rise in Miami. Some people might know who I'm talking about. Or some high rise in San Francisco. And some, what do you call them? Rolls Royces, airplanes, all that crap that only 1%ers have. Meanwhile, the 99% of the people that you're talking to don't have that. So anyhow, don't let me get on that. You got that right there, piece of work. So right now, I'll even keep granting about this, the gurus. I don't normally talk too much about them, but they're all on social media right now selling as many courses as they can. Why? Because their pool of people is shriveling up. When you have 10% of the population losing jobs and high-paying jobs, nobody can afford that $5,000 course, that $2,500 course. So that's why now they're selling all their courses. Now they're $997, $547. They're just selling, selling, and selling, because in reality, that's where they make most of their money. It doesn't matter. That's why there's a lot of those meetings from a bunch of gurus. Turtlein, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Turtlein Tassib, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. So that's why all those guys that hold those conferences and meetings, you know, like I'll give you a perfect example. Tony Robbins has been around for so long, and he's on a circuit, and they fill up rooms full of people, thousands of people in a room. They can't do that right now. So how else are they going to make their money? They can't sell courses from that room, but they have an email list. They have videos, and now they're monetizing their videos and doing things like that. And they're probably selling courses. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure, because they make a lot of money with their speaking fees. If anybody wants to make a lot of money, learn how to motivate, learn how to speak, and go out on a tour, and you'll be pretty shocked when somebody's going to give you $150,000 for 45 minutes to an hour long speech. So there's ways that you can make a lot of money, but you have to put yourself, you have to learn, you have to be uncomfortable. Just think about this. If everything was easy, then everybody can do it. That's how you separate the men, the women from the girls and the boys. Because the harder it is, the less amount of people there will be involved. And therefore, the more money you can make. So just keep that in mind. Thank you. Thank you, Turlin. I thank you so much for saying that. I'm glad I can help you out. And like I said, if you can share and let other people know and help out other people, that would be awesome. Right, Paula, selling pipe dreams. Because basically what you guys need to know is, even if you do want to sign up with the guru, that's fine. But just keep in mind, only about 1% end up actually following through with everything that the guru will say, or even everything I would say. It's not that many people that actually go to the uncomfortable zone and saying, I'm just going to do this regardless. Hardly anybody does that. Everybody wants to feel comfortable. Like my dad, for instance. He thinks my life is weird because he grew up in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And so most people had a job, go to work. One person made enough to take care of the household and pay for everything. And then he got to retire and get a paycheck, a pension, and things like that. He ends up being in the military. And then he retires early, and then he's a school teacher, so he gets a double retirement paycheck. So to him, he didn't have this 2008 crisis. He didn't have this crisis that happens now. He didn't have where all of a sudden your pension is gone like Sears employees, or your Social Security is reduced, or you have to be 67 or 68 or 69 to get your Social Security. Ah, Wardell, right. Just approved for the Navy Fed, 15K with the 650. Right on time, man. That's why everybody wants NFCU, the Navy Federal Credit Union, because they give limits that are way above what most people think they're going to get. And to hear that a 650 credit score got you 15K, that is awesome. I'm glad you could get into NFCU. So, yeah, so anyhow, awesome job, Wardell, and thank you again for that donation. And like I was saying, so most people from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, they were comfortable until 1987 when you had the Black Monday or Black Friday. That's when they woke up. But being that my dad, those people who are in the military from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, they're on a different retirement program. And they get to keep all their money. They get an increase in living every year. So they're lovely. But anybody else new in the military, you either had an early out, you got a lump sum, you don't get on that gravy train. You didn't work for a school system or the state of California, for instance, and you didn't get out already, your pension is good, so you're getting paid. But what's going to happen when there's no pension, when there's no retirement funds, when it's all stolen, when your 401k is worthless potentially, when that's potentially stolen, then what will people do? And right, James Way, hit me up at Eric at StopStrugglingNow.com, and I'll send you over an NFCU, a Navy Federal invite. James Way, if you can hear me, I'll send you an invite. Just hit me up at Eric at StopStrugglingNow.com, and I'll get you something over there. And like I was telling people earlier, you got 3 or 4 out of 10 people who I send a link for get approved. Not everybody gets approved, but I can only try and send you the link, and hopefully they let you slip through. That's right. The retirement game changed after 1987, and it's in the 1990s. Everything is a whole different ball game. And so again, I implore everybody, get your online real estate now. Get your name, get a domain name. Come on, go to GoDaddy, go to Bluehost, whoever, get a domain name or 2. If you have any idea, and even if it's just cost you $11 or $12 or $5, at least you have a domain name for a year. And that's all you need, right? And then you can figure out what you want to do from there. I have videos where I show you how to sign up for an LLC, Secretary of State. Just go sign up for an LLC, get your name, start making plans. Because who knows, I know 10% of the people that's watching this video or will see this video has been laid off or is out of work. And then I could speculate that 15. Paula, Miriam, Paula, you got to send me an email at Eric at Stop Struggling Now, and I'll send it over to you. Oh my God, AD Hinton. That's right, 70K. With the 750 FICO, and that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why he can get 70K or more is because of his personal score of 750. And that is how you do it. Yes, Hinton, I don't know if you got, okay, yeah, you got it business, exactly. I was just getting ready to say that. If he did a business credit, if he has his business bank account over there, and he's trying to do business funding, he can get 70 and even some more, and he could double dip. His personal credit scores is 750, so he can go in and get another credit card or something else using his personal credit score separately because it's on a different EIN number. Joshua Felder, newer stocks. I'm trying to think. Tomorrow, I was going to concentrate on oil stocks for a minute. It'll probably be something like USO. I might even do Marathon Oil because all these, I'm telling you, they're like under $10. Marathon does fracking, which I'm not a fan of, but I'm still probably going to, get a few shares only because it's $5, $4.50, whatever. But Exxon and Chevron, probably be Exxon, XOM, things like that. I might get a few more shares of that, even though I already have them. I have no reason to get Exxon because I got Exxon when it was $31 a share, and now it's $44, $43 a share, and it's going to rise tomorrow too, I believe. But as far as some other shares, I right on Curtis Davis. All these guys are going to be getting bailed out. Ford is only around, well, it started rising, probably $5.25, $5.50 right now. They don't give out dividends, though, right now. But as soon as this thing opens back up, I anticipate. And what the secret is with Ford is they do autonomous driving. They do software for autonomous driving. So they always have this little side gig that's not talked about. Keyshawn Wade, right on. I'll get you those letters later on this evening. Delta, AAL, that's it. That's it. Delta has the best balance sheet out of all of them, but AAL is undervalued right now, but they have the most debt. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Delta's in the best position in the long run, but the better value is AAL. So, by the way, thank you for mentioning that because AAL, I believe, was it around, off the top of my head, I think it was $12.50, $12.85, something like that on Friday. And who I forget who asked me earlier, AAL is on my list. That's what I'll be buying tomorrow, by the way. So Keep that in mind. CCL, I'll be getting some more CCL, even though that has increased. Dollar cost averaging going up. But CCL got a year's worth of financing. So if this coronavirus situation stays out for a year, they're good. They got the financing for it, $6 billion. Boeing, A.D. Hinton, 2 weeks ago, when Boeing was $105 a share, I was telling people to buy it. When it dropped to 97, I believe, I still said, buy it. It's around 150 right now. I still say, buy it. But after it gets around 170, I probably wouldn't mess with it. It's a stock that by rights should trade around $300. So, Curtis Davis, I'm not familiar with SPCE. I don't know who that is. Someone else sent me a message about SPCE yesterday, and I didn't have a chance to even look up what it is or who it is. So I'm not familiar with that. I'll give you a name that I'm also buying tomorrow. Well Tower. WELL Tower. I'm buying some of that tomorrow. They're around $55, $56 a share right now. So one of those things is, I believe their dividend is $3, if I'm not mistaken, $3.48, somewhere like that, per year. And they're one of these great stocks to have. And unfortunately, due to some unsettlement in my account about a week ago, Well Tower was under $40 a share, and I was trying to buy it all up. So those are the ones, Joshua, if that was you that asked. Yeah, those are the ones I'll be looking at tomorrow, and those are the ones I'm buying, quite frankly, tomorrow. I'll just let you know. I'm trying to think of anything else. I dabble with these riskier ones, Arbor Realty, ABR. A is an apple, B is in boy, R, N is in Nancy, L, Y. The reason why is because they're under $8 a share, but yet they give dividends at 20%, 16% on your money. So I think it's worth, like, even though it's $100 or something like that, I think it's worth it to do that. Because if you can invest $100 and you get $20 on your money, $1,000, $200 on your money per year, and appreciation value of stocks going up. Now, keep in mind, everybody, the stocks are only going to go up for a certain amount of time. They're going to start coming back down. So you start to have to thinking about, I was probably going to do a video on this. When your stocks go up, yes, I have AT&T. I don't have Verizon. I have AT&T. I've been talking about T for a long time, Curtis Davis, so you know that. Marcel J, glad to hear that, but it's not about the items on My Jewelers. So it's not about the items with that. It's all about your credit score with My Jewelers. The items are pretty much garbage. I mean, I just got to sell it what it is. Warren Buffett, right. The reason why he's selling his stocks is he's trying to get as much cash as possible. He already has, I don't know what the number is, but he has billions of dollars in cash sitting on the sidelines because he knows what we all know. The stock market is going to go down. We just don't know when it's going to go down. It already went down 20, 30%. So some of you, if you'd have been listening to me about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, you would have bought stocks that were 30% below. They're almost at 52-week lows, and some did reach their 52-week lows that I mentioned. And if you'd have bought some shares then, you would have already made 30% on your money. And like Warren Buffett, I would have been selling my shares like I did. I sold. When I got up to 30, 35% on some of my shares, I sold them because I like 35% on my money. And then you get your soldiers back and you get to deploy them to something else. And another 10, 20, 30% on your money is possible. So that's right. It's a V shape right now. But with all these people getting laid off, there'll probably be another 6, 7 million. Oh yeah, UVXY. That was about 4 weeks ago, I believe, Curtis Davis, when we were talking about UVXY, and it went up to around 75, 80, something like that, from around 40. That was a beautiful thing. And then all of a sudden we got back to where the manipulation started, so it started going back down. I think UVXY is at around $50, $51 a share right now. Yep, USO. I mentioned it earlier. That's what I'm going to be getting tomorrow. Yeah, and I'm on top of it. In case you missed it, I told somebody else about getting USO, and I said I'll probably be dabbling in Marathon as well, because Marathon's even less, but Marathon isn't quite Exxon. They're like $4.30 a share or something, and I'm just going to take a small position in in Marathon, because I'm not really a believer. But the only reason I'm doing it is because it's just a swing type trade. What I'm doing is, I know the oil market's going to go up, so I'm going to take advantage and get my little 30%, 20%, because if it moves $1, you got like 20% on your money. So, and then I'll just sell it. I mean, that's basically what I'm looking for. I'll take 20% here, 20% there. So if you want to create wealth, that's how you can do it. But most people have 9-to-5 jobs. I tell this to everybody. You have a 9-to-5 job. You can't sit around going, what's going to happen with the stock market? This is why the one percenters and corporations and hedge funds and mutual funds are able to take advantage. Mom and pops who are working 60 hours a week, 40 hours a week, they don't have time to worry about what's going on in the news today that could fluctuate the stock market and take advantage of. So I missed one of the messages. Can't get that back. But hopefully the message will come back up. Paula, I didn't know what that message was that you sent me. Oh, fractional shares. I don't do fractional shares, but I think Robinhood sent me a message saying that I have it activated or something. It's in a test. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I got to do something with my phone here. I didn't realize I was unplugged. We've been doing this for over an hour, it looks like. So let's see here. Hopefully I'm plugged back up. But anyhow, if we get cut off, that's right, Curtis, because we got up and downs. And if anybody knows about the candles, I don't even want to get into it because I don't really do day trading. But I know what they're looking for. So everybody, go to tradingview.com and you can see the markets there. And you can set up 200. Again, and then over the hump, and it gets that candle going down. That's where you sell again. And a lot of people make 5%. No audio. Uh-oh. Did I lose audio on here? Okay, so that may be it. Metals, yes, gold. That's it. Gold right now. Forget the silver. Gold. What you see on the stock market in the ETFs, that's right, Curtis Davis on top of it. RSI. That's right. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Mr. Evans. I appreciate it. Chris Phoenix. Thank you. All right, Paula. Thank you so much. But, yeah, tradingview.com. You can go there. You can see some things. Thank you, Wardell. Thank you, Life Media Pro. I appreciate it. Tasib, thank you. Mr. Hinton, thank you so much, man. That's right. I like that hashtag No Guru Zone. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dwayne Reynolds, welcome. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going anywhere yet. It's been a long one, but you know how I like these lives because I can get some instant feedback, and especially when you guys start talking about creating wealth, because that's what it's all about. The one percenters are sitting there laughing at everybody as you're trying to buy tennis shoes that cost $200 and you're thinking you're doing something good in the neighborhood. And in fact, you could have bought $200 worth of stock and started building your family's generational wealth or even your generational wealth, especially if you're buying stocks that have dividends. And so I'll mention some because I already have them, but like Exxon, XOM, AT&T is the letter T as in Tom, that's simply T. Excellent dividend stocks. They've had dividends for over 20, 30 years. Exactly, Paula. Where most people that are economically disadvantaged, they're buying things like clothes, tennis shoes, cars, jewelry, going down, making sure they look good. And yet the guy that's driving that old sorry truck that you laugh at, wearing the funky clothes, he's got $1 million stashed in his closet. So, this is the kind of things you got to change your mindset. And once you change your mindset and think about everything you buy as an asset, then you'll be good. Lee, are we back? You lost me again? Buying yachts and living large. Exactly. So hopefully you guys didn't leave. That I'm still hot, but I think my battery's going low. But yeah, assets versus liability. If you start thinking of how can I get assets, even if it's $20, even if it's $5, there are stocks you can buy for $5. Like the $5.11 stock is USO oil. You can get that. That's right. That's right. Stop buying Jordans. That's the craziest thing I ever seen. All right, James Wade, thank you. I'm still live. Cool. All right. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. Once you start realizing that you can change your ways, all you have to do is $50 here, $20 there, $5 here. You don't have to say you don't need $1,000. Just start with a little bit. Joshua Felder, thank you so much. Right. Stop buying cars. Exactly. Go on and get yourself a little beater. I'm going to tell you right now, my daughters used to come over and used to stay with me, and they'd be embarrassed. They'll be, Dad, why do you have this 10 or 15-year-old car? Nobody likes it because their generation, they got to look cute. They got to look like somebody's wealthy or something. I used to sit there and laugh. I would say I tell them it's free and clear. What's the problem? And now it's a classic. They would be like, no way, I'm not driving with him. That's right, Paula. That was my explanation. So when they turned 16, 17 years old, and I had the old cars around, and they said, hey, I need to go to the store. Can I use the car? They would go, no, I don't want to drive your car. It's embarrassing. That's right. Take the bus. I got no problem. You can walk. I'm not walking, but you can walk. So it didn't matter to me. So they know how I am. So luckily, all my daughters turned out kind of that way. They're not into that monetary situation. So for all the guys, once you see my daughters, don't be trying to hit on them. They're beautiful, but they're smart. So you can't come with the cars, the fancy flash and cash and all that crap. You better come with some substance. Good human being, smart, trying to be somebody. Otherwise, you got no shot. So, because you can't buy them. You can't make them think that they ain't got something. So that ain't going to work. So I'm just saying, that should be hold true for everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. No debt. That's what you're trying to do. That's right. And in fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, Paula, because that's something right now. Everybody, call your creditors, call your lenders, and get your deferred payments. Get your delayed payments. Get anything you can deferred, delayed, and what you want to do is save your money. Okay? I had a conversation about this. You want to save your money. What you want to do is, even if you can make the payment, because it's uncertain times, you can get your deferred payments. And if you're lucky enough to get 90 or 120 days, you just save the payments. So then Yeah, Abbott. Right. I know. Because of the test machine. You got it exactly right. So what you want to do is get that forbearance, student loans, exactly all of that. You save the money, you put it in a stash. So if you lose your job or you have to go home, then you have the 3 months, 4 months. Be proactive. And if you don't lose your job or you don't lose income, you still have the 3 or 4 months sitting there. Don't spend it. You have it sitting there for you. It's that simple. It's just a safety net. Why not use it? Terlan, I told you. I'm buying all those that I mentioned. USO, Marathon, and Well Tower. Those are the three I'm buying in the morning or pre-market. Thank you, Sabrina N. I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. Isaac Gomez, how you doing? What's going down? I appreciate your support. Thank you, Sabrina, again. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Yeah, so those are the first three that I'm buying in the morning. USO, oil, USO, oil, Marathon, Well Tower. Those are the first three out the box. And then I'll go from there. And also, I usually post up in the Stop Struggling Now Facebook group and Stop Struggling Now Facebook page. And I post in the community section also on YouTube. The YouTube community tab, I post on there as well. So I let everybody know what I'm buying that day or what I sold, in fact. So those are the first three things I'm going to be buying tomorrow. And there's probably something else that I'm missing off the top of my head. But those are the things that's going to be happening. Straight out. And then I'm expecting the oil stocks. My Exxon I already have. I'm not buying no more of that. I expect that to go up even more. Chevron's going to rise as well. So Celsius Network. Don't know about them, Joshua. No. Oh, it's an altcoin. Yeah, I don't really mess with Bitcoin and all that. So I have Bitcoin, I have altcoins, but I generally would advise everybody to stay near Bitcoin for all intents and purposes, even though they're not quick, they're not fast, but they're just as volatile right now. So it looks like I'm running out of battery power, ladies and gentlemen, off my phone. And if you can still see me on my laptop, I'm probably going to put in Marathon oil. Let's see what we got here. Marathon oil tomorrow. Let's see. Stock. Why don't we find out right now? Yeah, $4. Exactly, they're going to be in good shape. Because of what happened. Exactly. $4.12. So, yeah, even if you had, it doesn't matter. Like I was telling everybody, even if you spent $5, $4, that's still good. So, and they pay a dividend, 4.85% at the $4 rate. Thank you, Marion. Paula Marion, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Right, AD Hinton, exactly. Yes, I do receive the donations. At least I hope I do. I don't actually know. Because this is the first time I've received donations, which is awesome. So I don't know where the donations go to or anything. That's right, Curtis Davis Marathon is down. It should be down. They do fracking. And when oil prices go down, there's no reason to frack. So when Russia and Saudi Arabia went into their little tit for tat and production was just rolling out, they didn't care, and the price went down to $10, $15, $20. Marathon oil has to drop. Fracking's not worth it. So that's why this cutback is going to help Marathon oil. At least that's the theory. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a guru. I'm not a stock picker. I'm not Warren Buffett. Although, do you really have to be Warren Buffett? Come on. Warren Buffett bought American Airlines at $40 a share. And people always talk about how he's always that good, but he had I think he sold at $16 or $17 a share. I don't know why. Just like Delta Airlines when he sold their shares last week, he bought them at a much higher rate as well, and he's selling for almost half price. I guess sometimes you need tax write-offs. That's all I can say. So anyhow, Marathon Oil seems to be good, and I'll be doing that. Oh, there we go. See, $1.20 already in pre-market. So that means the $4.12 is going to be $5. Yep. Wardell Wright. I don't know. I don't know really. I'll if I can comment down below after the live feed, then I'll let you know. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, if I get cut off, then that'll be the end of the live stream because my phone is telling me I got low battery. So we can't do anything about that. But yeah, so tomorrow, thank you, Drake Chap. I appreciate it. Yeah, I see. Thank you, Will Reynolds, because I never say hit that like button, or as a lot of people say, smash that like button. Whatever you got to do, hit the like button, please. Thank you so much, everybody. But if we get disconnected, then that just means I'm done. I'm out, and my phone just went dead because I don't know if my other live stream is up because I could be running 2 live streams here. And that would be cool because I still have my OBS system up. So hopefully we're running 2 lives. But about the stocks, that's how you create wealth. And the dividends is what the most of the deal is. I'm not going anywhere yet, Paula. But if the phone cuts out, then that'll be it. But the stocks is a way to create wealth. I would also say buy yourself some gold right now. I know gold is not liquid. But like I said, 1 or 2% of your money, you can buy gold. So in other words, you can buy 1 gram of gold. And yes, it'll probably cost you $200. But, that's about as low as you can go. So I would get gold, forget about the silver. But if that's only a store of value. All right. So just keep that in mind. It's just a store of value. And in case there's hyperinflation, which is going to happen, then that keeps it. Qualcomm or Visa. Can't go wrong with either. I don't have either one of them. Visa went up so much that I decided not to get it. That's right. New millionaires are going to be created. That's why you have to take the risk right now. If you have a little, like, for instance, there's people that's going to be getting the stimulus money, $1,200. And sure, I always get my gold, silver, APMEX, APMEX, or SD bullion. That's it. And the reason why is because $99 or more, they free shipping. So that's it. APMEX. A is in Apple, P is in Paul, M is in Mary, EX, S is in Sam, D is in David, bullion is the 2 choices where I get it. Nah, Capital One, Comcast, I don't really mess with because if I'm going to do anything in the space, it would be with Visa or Amex. That would be pretty much it. Capital One is fine, but if I'm going to be in that space, I'll go with somebody else. Curtis Davis. So just so you guys know. And as far as the question about if I get all the money from the donations, I'll have to keep you guys posted, and I'll put a link down or I'll mention it in the next video that I do. I'm not familiar with AXP. So, but any investment where the 1%ers go, and if anybody hasn't watched any of my recent videos and they don't know that the upper 10% of the wealthy, basically the top 10% of the wealthy owns 84% of the stock market or 84% of stocks. So that's why they always make sure that the stocks go up or try to manipulate it so it goes up. Oh, Amex. Right. Okay. Right on. Excellent choice, Curtis Davis. Yep. That's what I would do. But I don't have Amex or anything or Visa. But I'm looking for an entry point for those. But I have a feeling they're going to keep rising. So 85 group. Wow. Okay, cool. Well, like I said, that list you sent over made it obviously clear that somebody knows what they're investing in. And I would be willing to bet that list you sent me over about 10 days ago has went up 20 to 30% on your money, Curtis. So excellent job. And the things you sent over had dividends to it. So, and the dividends, because you bought at that lower price, you're getting almost 10%, 7 to 10% on your money in most cases. This is how the wealthy do it. They don't tell you that if you had $1 million in stocks and you have 10% of dividend return, that's $100,000 per year. Hey, D. Hinton, come on, man. Don't get me into that digital dollar. Oh, man. Yeah, I know about that. Exactly what they're going to do. Turn us into China. Everything will be trackable financially. No paper dollars. And then that way they'll be able to print up as much money as they want to. That's simple. You know? That's all that's based on. So you don't really want that digital dollar. Because everything you do is going to be trackable, traceable. It'll be just like China, where you walk across the street, go get jaywalking. They'll take the money directly out of your account. So, yeah, you don't want that digital dollar. At least I don't. But yeah, so everybody, thank you so much. I'm going to have to wrap this up. If anybody has any further questions, let me know. We can talk about almost everything, and I pretty much went over as much as I can in this hour and a half. And I want to thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Email eric@stopstrugglingnow.com. You can always hit me up there. No problem. And please hit the like button, everybody. And I thank you again for the donations. I thank you so much for your support. And please share the videos. And have a good night. Be safe out there. And don't play around with this COVID-19. Don't do it. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you get the sanitizers. Make sure if anybody's coughing and hacking, or even you think they're looking ill, stay away. All right? Thank you again, Paula, Curtis, everyone. I appreciate it. And with all that said, keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.